I've got 8 tools under $20 in this box, and they're all tools that you told me that I needed to buy in the comments of my last video. So I'm gonna check them out and see if they're actually worth it. Now, in the last video, I highlighted one of my favorites, which was the Pica-Dry mechanical pencil, but we did get a comment from Scott Simpy. He said, another awesome mechanical pencil is the Pentel Graph Gear 1000. So let's check it out. First off, this thing looks awesome. As an engineer and a nerd, I absolutely love the look of this. It's got the knurling on it, the little cutouts, nice little clip here on the top, and the finish looks amazing. And this guy comes in at $10, and there's a couple cool features that I really like about it. But at first I was kind of laughing at this. On the package they say, safety, because you never can be too safe when you're writing with a mechanical pencil. So I thought I would just click the end and the lead would come out, but no, actually when you click the back, the little tip and the metal shaft that holds the lead comes out, and so it's not just sticking out, and you know, it could stab into your side, or if you drop it, it could bend.
Oh, that hurt!
And then once it's out, then you can click through and extend the lead. And then to retract it, that's actually what the little clip is for on the back. Now with this having a 0.5 millimeter lead, the line is going to be a lot thinner than the other ones. So here's a little comparison of what that thickness looks like on a piece of wood. So the Pica is pretty thin, but after I wrote the name of it, you can see that second line is quite a bit larger. The 0.7 millimeter is a nice size, but that 0.5 millimeter is just a little bit smaller. So if you're going for really fine, delicate work, that 0.5 millimeter is great. I'm definitely going to add this one to the arsenal because you can never have too many pencils, and I really like doing this. Now the next one is a new item and is extremely useful, but I was actually a little bit confused when I read the comments. Sambus13 says, Stud Buddy. You know, I was kind of like a little flattered. I've been trying to, I've not been working out at all.
You know where the weight room is? I'll check it on.
Sorry.
Stud Buddy is actually a name brand for a stud finder. And it says this is the world's simplest stud finder. El detector de postes más efectivo del mundo. So there you go. So this has rare earth magnets inside it, and it helps you find studs. Now I have always just used an actual rare earth magnet, and I will put a little piece of blue tape on the back so it doesn't mar up the wall. So very similar to this little guy. So let's see how this compares. So if I'm mounting cabinets in the shop or even inside, I will just get my rare earth magnet and run it across the wall until it hits a screw or a nail, and then I know that that's the stud. Sometimes I've noticed that the screws don't go into the studs and they just missed. So you might want to confirm that on a second spot too. So let's see how the Stud Buddy compares. Ooh, there it goes right there, boom. So it basically does the same exact thing. And I don't know, I guess it's not working totally because it's not picking up this stud here. Other than that, it seems to work well. It's got 2 little magnets inside there. So I do like this, and for 10 bucks, I think it's a decent tool, but if you've already got a big rare earth magnet, I probably wouldn't upgrade and get this. So the first one that you said I got wrong was the utility knife, and I shared my Stanley retractable knife here with the snap blades that I've had for many years now, and I really love it. But you guys said, Brad, you're wrong. A CJ5 MRT said, if you like the snap blade knife, then check out the ones by Alpha. There were over a dozen comments about the Alpha, and so I got one. And here it is. First of all, I like the size of it. It's a little bit smaller than the one that I have here, and it's got a nice little grippy grip on the side and this little wheel. So I checked it out, and there's a few things I like about it and a few things I don't. The main thing that I like about it is that sound of the wheel. Yeah, that's nice. This one is the L2 that has this little locking wheel feature, and I think that's what a lot of people like. You can move it out, lock it in place, and then that thing is not going anywhere. Now that's versus the one that I have that has this kind of push to open blade. And there's people that say that sometimes that comes back. Now, frankly, that has never happened to me. I've never had an issue with this retracting.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes!
But I gotta be honest, I don't know what all the hubbub was about. I like the tool. It is very well made, obviously here, but I don't like the fact that you have to turn this knob so much to get it to move and turn it so much to lock it down. And as I was trying to change the blades, that's really kind of a pain in the butt. You have to completely unwind this little guy here all the way out, take off this little itty bitty pressure dealie that actually gives it the nice click, which I 1000% will lose at some point. And then it kind of just flops around here, and now you can change the blade. Now that is compared to the Stanley knife, which to change it, all you do is put your thumb on the back and then you can take the whole thing out extremely quickly. And it comes with 4 blades, and so that is a great value because the Olfa only comes with 1 blade. I will agree that the Olfa is very well made, and you could use the tip for a screwdriver, but honestly, I will never do that. And so I'm sticking with my Stanley because it is just way easier and faster to use and lock down and to change the blades when I need to. So this one, not for me. Now these next two are both under 10 bucks and they are drink related. So last time I talked about these senior tongue depressors that I used, which everybody told me I should just get popsicle sticks instead. And these are great, but they are a bit big and the box is pretty large as well. But you can depress seniors' tongues if you need to. They're nice and sterile. And we got a comment from Odd One Out who said, coffee stirrers are highly useful. I don't drink coffee. All we drink around here is Mountain Dew. But I did bite the bullet and I picked up a pack of 500 coffee stirrers, and this was $9, and they are real birch wood, and these guys are definitely much smaller and easier to get into little tight spaces than these large guys. Now the other cool thing is they actually, I believe they got these from Lowe's, so you have that variety as well. Yeah, you guys are right. These are great. I think they might even be better than the tongue depressors, but you can't use them on seniors. Now, if you have a tool that's under $20 that you think I should check out, leave a comment down below, and also go check out the comments and leave a thumbs up to those ones that you want to see me bring in for future episodes. Keeping with the drink theme, Joanne Martin said, straws. They're great for getting glue out of tight spaces. That one got a lot of thumbs up as well, so I went out and got a big pack of straws. Now this is a pack of 500. These come in all kinds of different colors. I've got red, you could do orange or blue or other colors. And they are $6 for 500 online. You could probably get them even cheaper than that at the dollar store. But I've actually never used these to get glue out of a tight spot. And I've seen it done, so let's try it out. All right, I got a couple boards here, and this could be a drawer or frame or anything else. We're just gonna put some wood glue right on here, not get too crazy, but enough that we'll get some squeeze out. We're just gonna have just your basic butt joint. Now we got some real glue squeeze out. I'm just gonna cut this thing right in half on an angle, kind of help it, jibby jabby in there. So here we go. Let's see how this works. All right, we just get that. All right, just clean it a little bit up, and that worked exceedingly well. I am going to give this 2 thumbs up. For sure, straws are going to be living in the shop now, because I typically do that with the back end of a glue spreader, and it typically gets everywhere. But this just goes right into the straw, and it kind of captures all the glue there for you. So that is perfect. Absolutely, get you some straws. All right, this next one is a measuring and marking tool, and one of my favorite measuring and marking tools is my combination square. I use this thing for a lot of different purposes and uses on projects. This was actually my grandfather's, so it has a special place in my heart, so I love using that too and seeing the patina on it. But we had some comments, and Bill Ellis said, hey Brad, my favorite tool you didn't mention is the Craig Multi-Mark, and it got a lot of upvotes on that too. So this guy comes in at $14, and it's gonna do a lot of things that the combination square does. And it's a very basic design. It's got a plastic body and then a ruler on the back that you can put in different positions and lock it in with this little knurled knob. So the body is 6 inches, and it also does have metric. Looks like 6 inches is around 15.2347 centimeters. So this is the first position where the ruler just slides up and down with the body. So this would be great for marking screw layout. If you want to have a line 3/4 of an inch all the way across your board, this would be a great way. Also for setting up the height of your table saw or depth, this would be another great use for that. And that's probably how I'd use this the most, because when I'm trying to do it with the combination square, it is kind of unwieldy, and if you're trying to put it on a small piece, it likes to tip because of all the extra weight. So I do like that this is small and compact. Then to change it to the next position, you can just undo the knob and then rotate the ruler around and put this at 90 degrees to the body. Then you can lock that down and use that to mark your layout lines on your wood at 90 degrees. Now before I locked it down, I did notice a little bit of jiggle in here, and you really only want that if you're making internet memes.
My money don't jiggle, it folds.
So the ruler is slightly smaller than the opening, but I went ahead and registered it down against the bottom of the opening, locked it down, and I checked it with a square that is much more than $20, and it's actually dead on 90 degrees. So just make sure you're registering it against the body and not just locking it down, and it might be up a little bit. In the last position that this will go into is a 45-degree angle. So there is a little slot up in the body that you can go right across at a 45-degree angle. And you could obviously just use this to mark 45-degree angles on your pieces of wood if you're cutting miters or picture frames or anything else like that. So Bill, I do think this is a pretty cool, inexpensive marking tool, and I really like the form factor of it and the fact that you can do all the 45s and things and be in this small package. It's pretty cool. All right, so I've got a little bonus for you guys now because I don't just have 8 tools under $20. We actually have 10. So this next one here is from Woodcraft, who is the sponsor of today's video. And this is a silicone glue tray. This thing is $5. I use these all the time. You can get these from Woodcraft. They are a woodworking supply store that has everything you could possibly need for woodworking, whether it's the tools, the materials, or even the hardware and finishes. The thing I love about these is you can just put your glue right in here. You can use it all you want, and then once it's dry, you can just peel it right off because it's silicone and it doesn't stick. And to go along with that, I picked up these silicone glue spreaders, which are also under $5. The glue spreaders are great for getting an even layer across the entire edge versus just having a bead down the middle. So I went over to my local Woodcraft here in Nashville to pick these up, but they do have stores in over 70 cities across the US. Now, if you're not lucky enough to have one near you, they do have woodcraft.com. They do have a lot of things you can grab for under $20 and even more over $20, including a new saw stop or maybe something from the Festool lineup. So go check them out, and a big thank you to Woodcraft for sponsoring today's video. All right, this tool is the cheapest one on the list and also possibly the most weird. JP1941 said, I bought a simple tire tread depth gauge a few years ago, and I can use it to measure depths when I'm drilling. So I picked up some tire depth gauges. It was 2 of them for $4. So by far the cheapest item that we have here. And it kind of spirals around all the way from 30 seconds, which would be an inch, down to 0. And it just kind of goes up and down. It is super simple, and it is made for checking your tire treads. But I am not so sure about how accurate this is because it is wrapped in a sticker that has the 30 seconds of an inch on it. And so I drilled a few holes in this block just so we can test these out versus each other to see if they actually say the same thing, and then versus an actual set of calipers, because I kind of doubt that this is going to be anywhere close to accurate. All right, let's check this guy. That one says 17 seconds. Then this guy, these are actually very close to each other. So let's see what the calipers say. This is actually 33/64 if you're checking. So it's in the ballpark. I gotta tell you guys, I'm surprised. I thought these would be completely inaccurate and not repeatable, but these were almost exactly the same. And if you just wanted to quickly get a measurement and have it be within the 30-second, throw it in the hole, take your measurement, sure, why not? I mean, I don't think I'll ever use it, but I think it's an option. We'll give it a thumbs up. I like it. But you know what I also like? Our new Maker's Mountain t-shirts. Check them out, fixthisbuildthat.com. All right, this last one, I cheated just a little bit, but I'm gonna blame it on inflation. This one actually had the most upvotes of any comment, and it was Jeffrey Ward said, I would add 1, 2, 3 blocks to the list. Super useful, and you can pick them up for about $20. Well, by the time that I actually bought them, they were $21. So these are 1, 2, 3 blocks. They are sold in a pair. So I guess technically they're $10.50 each. So I guess that still works. They get their names from the sizing. So they are 1 inch thick, 2 inches wide, and 3 inches long. So that makes them great for setting up machines because you could quickly get a reference on any of those measurements. Also, you could use them in combination to get up to 6 inches or anything in between 1 and 6 inches with the combo of the two. Now it does have some threaded holes in it as well that can be used to attach it down to a surface or to each other for fixturing or setting it up for a stop block or things like that. So honestly, I don't really use 1 inch, 2 inch, or 3 inches a lot. I tell you what would be nice though, is a 3/4, 1.5, and 2.5 inch block. Because, you know, those are nominal lumber measurements and whatever that is in metric. I think that would actually be more helpful than a 1, 2, 3. But what I do like about them is that they are nice and hefty. I love the weight. You know, I can do that finger flick. No, I can't do that. But what I can do is put them on a machine for setup, especially like a bandsaw or a joiner for the fence. Have it there, check for square, and it's just nice and thick. It's a thick boy. We call this the thick boy setup block.
Be thick, boy!
So yeah, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3 blocks. We'll give that 1, 2, 3 thumbs up. Now drop a comment down below if you've got some other good tool ideas for me, and give a thumbs up to those ones that you like. Now if you want to see some of the other tool lists, I've got a playlist queued up for you right there. A big thank you to those folks that have been joining the FTBT Builders Club. And until next time, guys, get out there and build something awesome.